Kavita, give me 2 minutes. I'll be sharing my screen.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, Kavita, let's wait for 2 more minutes.
Okay.
Is there any doubt from the last class? Means
Actually, I asked for
basic.
the softwares, but they told me to wait till tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if I
Okay.
install those and if I practice, then I'll get more doubts because like while teaching, I don't have any doubts. Whatever I have, I'm asking you. Uh,
Mm-hmm. Okay. So no worries, no worries. It will be easy. It will be easy if you go, if you work on the studio itself. So I think you can also try. Like are you comfortable with pirated software?
I never installed it, so I don't know seriously like how it is going to be there. I don't know. Uh, so I'll wait till tomorrow if they are not giving me anything. So whatever the softwares you have mentioned, I noted in my notebook. So I'll just try to install
Yes,
them.
yes.
If not, I'll inform you tomorrow.
Exactly. So I think we have a common OneDrive, okay,
Okay.
where you can browse the previous class video, okay. So
Okay.
there, I will try to put something there, okay, the torrent link from where you can download because getting a licensed version of Enterprise Edition will be
Mm-hmm.
very costly, okay.
Yeah, you told me. So that would be good if you can put your, softwares and files into that OneDrive. I can get it from there and I'll try to install.
Yes, exactly. No worries. I will provide you the torrent file from where you can download it. Okay,
Okay.
uh, and and for personal use, you can go with the paid software.
Yeah.
Okay, so in last class we did about containers. Okay,
Yeah.
containers for with the for loop,
For you
which is a
mentioned.
simple. Sorry.
No, no, nothing. Yeah, you carry on.
Okay, so from last we were mainly concentrated about the containers. Okay, and one data transformation task we did was multicast. So multicast was the easiest one, and the for loop container is the same thing which we do in our normal day-to-day life programming. Like for loop means it incrementing something on a some period, like which we were incrementing in last class with one and starting from 1 up to 3, and we used sequence container. The use of the sequence container was the simple one, like simply grouping the task as per our the priority, like this group will be the first and this group will be the second, and so that we can, as per the requirements, or like we discussed about the first the staging task should be continued, and after that some next task will be executed. And we decided, or we discussed little about precedence constraint, and we will do on it. And from precedence constraint we will move to for each loop container. So this for each loop container is easy to use, but it has 3 4 modes. So out of 4 modes we will cover 2, and 3 will be like you can continue on that. If you know the first two things, then you can easily configure the rest 3 also. Okay, so let's see what is it for each.
Okay.
First we will do the precedence constraint, and after that we will continue with for each. So Kavita, is this you have only this time, which means you are free for this time only, or do you have any slot also? Optional, I'm just asking.
I mean, I can be available from afternoon to like till 9. Actually, I was ready for the afternoon, but the other guy, I forgot his name, but he was not ready.
Okay, okay.
So
So which means for your afternoon, that will be my night option.
yeah,
That
you
will be
told
my
us like
midnight.
yeah, you told us like it is possible to conduct this class for us afternoon, and for you it will be midnight. But the other guy was he's working somewhere, something like that. So he didn't
Okay,
agree with
okay,
it.
okay. So as we observed, like from last two class, he's not coming. So I think we should adjust to your timing, the afternoon one.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
okay with like my class of micro strategy. It will be till 10:30 something. Yeah, around 10:30. So if I take 1 hour break for my breakfast or something, also for I mean India time, like 12 would be fine for me, or 11:30 also I can try.
So 12:30 midnight.
for you. Yeah, it will be 12 o'clock for me. So that is also okay with me.
Okay. So, but 12:30 will be not available for me. But we can continue if you are available with the 1:30 option, which means 1:30
Yeah,
a.m. midnight IST.
1:30 midnight IST, right? Yeah, I'm okay with that because it will be 1 o'clock for me. So
Yes.
I'm good with that also.
Okay. So I will ask. I will try to update this class coordinator to adjust the timing. Okay.
Okay.
Now coming back to the work, because waking up early in the morning for me is a very tough task for me.
Mm.
Okay, so I'm just going with the new package. Let's remove the unwanted things. I'm just closing the open windows. Okay, so I'm not deleting the package. I'm just closing the them from this open design from this design mode.
Okay.
We close this. And one more thing, if you find anything like want to study more, so just first try to go to the MSDN. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, because the MSDN thing which is from the Microsoft itself, so they have very good way of writing content about their things, which means if you simply go to the browser and here um, already container it's working on it. So you can simply search on Google and go for the link which have MSDN thing. So from there you can read about the tools, like what is for each loop container. Okay, and
Okay.
if you find some link from MSDN, then first try to go there. Okay, because from there you will find updated information. Yes, obviously you can go to the other tutorials also, but MSDN is preferable.
Yes.
Okay, so I think this was from the last class. Okay, we discussed about it. Like we can group the task one set, task two set, and we can run the first task set of group of three tasks in the set one and group of three tasks in the set two, and we can prioritize like after first you will second task will run. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will go to the new blank package and will try to do a simple thing. So I discussed with you like I will design a package in which we will decide which package will run on which date. Okay, so so that we can create a test case or we can use the precedence constraint. Okay, so to do a
Yeah.
simple demo on precedence constraint, let's see I have mm two tasks. Okay, one is
Mm-hmm.
for working days and one is for non-working days, which means for weekends. Okay, so let's create a two set of for each loop container, sorry, for sequence container. which means this in this group for make it working days. Okay, which means from Sunday to Monday to Saturday. Okay, let's take it, and uh, we will have one more set of tasks that will run on Sundays. Okay,
Okay.
so yes, so just think about like I have a Excel task, Excel sheet, and I'm just getting a simple case like I have an Excel sheet and I will uh, extract the data from that Excel sheet and will load it to the SQL table. And for that, I need a data flow task. And the same case with this also.
Can't
And
you like create one data flow and you copy into another thing and you just need to change the source? Can't?
yes, yes, you can do it.
Okay,
Yes, we can.
okay,
The copy paste will work same as the other softwares. So let's do that also.
okay, okay, okay.
Let's
Because we are
configure
doing
the
right, so I
no
want.
issues, no issues. That is possible with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in the data flow of the first task working day and just quickly create a simple data flow. Okay, so source will be the Excel. Mouse to destination. You are comfortable with these steps. I think we did it so many times.
Yeah.
Let's make a new table. Okay, so we configured it as a working days thing. Okay, and I will try to create a file. So this was the file from which we are reading the data. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm copying it and I will paste it as with some. Okay, we have already so many copies here. So I will rename it as a for Sunday, just to make a simple difference. Like we are not doing the same thing. Okay. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
RDRS underscore CNDAO. Which means suppose for normal days we have this date. We have to extract data from this order demo, and for Sundays we will be extracting data from this Sunday file underscore Sunday file. Okay. So
Okay.
and for that, and you are asking about this copy thing. So click on it, right click. I think you will get the copy here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, click on this task and right click on it, paste it. Okay. So, but
Okay.
yes, obviously we copied the whole data flow, which means whatever is inside this data flow will be there in this task also. Okay, so we need to
Mm-hmm.
configure it because this Excel is connected with the order sheet, not with the Sundays file. So double click on it. So it will not. For that, if you notice out, like whenever we create a new connection, the list of connection is listed out here. Okay, so we created a connection with Excel file and we created a connection with the database. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so go to this, double click on it. So here we can change the connection string to the Excel sheet. So browse, and from there we will select the Sundays file. Open it. Okay, so we change. Sorry, we need it. We need to have two Excel sheets here, two Excel connection.
Mm-hmm.
Selected the wrong file. Order demo for the normal. Okay, so name it as like this, and come to this and just edit the Excel source. And here you need to have one more Excel connection with the Sunday file. Click new, your file,
Mm-hmm.
Sunday, click open, click OK. And obviously we know the data is same inside, but we are trying to create a different thing. So this Excel manager is, this connection manager is for the normal work, and this one is for Sunday work. So we can rename it also. Right click on it, rename, underscore Sunday file. Okay, so now and obviously just to make something different, I will create a new folder, new table in the destination with um, okay, so we created a two set of tasks. Okay, so when we connect this, we have a connecting line here. Okay, so when we double click on it, so this
Mm-hmm.
precedence constraint editor will open. Okay, so by default, the precedence constant for each line is success, which means when we successfully execute the first task, okay, then only
Mm-hmm.
it will pass to the second. As you can see here, by default the constant is set with the success value, which means success value of the previous task. When this precedent constant thing will or precedent constant is simply when this line will, since like previous task is successfully executed, then only it will go to the next task. Okay, so this one is the by default setting of the each line. So now we will add some more thing expression to this, which means okay, it's good to have success, but we have one more condition. We need to have check the day also. If the today is Sunday, then run this package. Otherwise, let the first one to execute. Okay,
Yeah.
so we are doing some mistake here. Okay, so suppose if we run this, suppose we anyhow selected, we have configured this precedence constant to check for the Sunday, but when we start, so this working days does not have any precedent constant. so it will work for all days. Okay, so I will create a new data flow task, not a data flow, SQL execute, and here mhm, and let's clean the tables which we created in our database. Like we created two tables, orders underscore containers and orders underscore Sunday. First, let's make the SQL statement here, which means I will create a SQL task that will clean the destination table.
Okay.
Tabular. So after this SSIS, from next week we will be working on SSAS, SQL Server Analysis Services, the second part of the MSBI.
Okay.
So here we created two tables, orders containers and orders Sunday. Okay, so let's create a library. And to clean this container, I will simply use two lines truncate table, this table, this one. Let's execute this over. So this command will execute successfully. It will not generate any error. Going back to this, copy paste it here, click OK. We selected the database and OLEDB connection, nothing to configure here. Okay. So this execute task will first clean the table, and then we have precedence constant here. So after this line, we will configure if this line will execute if today is Sunday or not. So I have a SSIS expression for this. I have written it here.
What if I don't cleanse the data in the database? I mean, if uh, there is
Which
no
means you are
step
saying
like that, so it will append the data if I'm not
yes,
clearing the data.
exactly. Yes, exactly. It will simply append the data from the
Okay.
whatever was there. Okay.
It will override it or it will append it.
It will append it. It will not
Okay.
overwrite, because
Okay.
it will simply insert the data. The data flow which we are creating here is if that will simply insert the data from the Excel sheet. So whatever the data which we have in that Excel sheet will be simply inserted to the destination table. But for the simplicity, I'm just creating a SQL task to clean it. So it is not a constant to clean the table, but I'm just creating so that we can create the demo, simple demo on the precedence constant. Okay,
Mhm. Okay.
so double click on it. Now select the expression. Okay, and now we'll write the expression for it. Let's write this thing. Okay, so this function is nothing. If you are not comfortable with this, you can write it also. So it's better to go with the Google. Okay, so if you find difficulty in writing this SSIS expression, you can simply Google on it. So if there is no fixed requirement to go and learn the SSIS expression formulas. Okay, so suppose if we are not having this, so are you comfortable to read this formula, which means as we do in SSCT SQL, in the same way we are doing it here, like the date part of the get date. The get date will return what? So the today's date, which means whatever the time and date is, okay, of the system
Mhm.
time. And from that
Mhm.
system time, we are extracting the day of a week. DW means a day of week. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay.
And the way of writing from the SQL is not fully different, but it's slightly different because you need to write this day of a week in this inverted, double inverted comma. Okay, so this part will return the number. So what will be the number from the, what is the number of the today's date? Okay, so normally the number for Sunday is 1. Okay,
Yeah.
as you can see on the calendar, week starts with Sunday. Okay, and it
Yeah.
ends with Saturday. So the week number for Sunday is 1. Weekday, day of a week, a
Yeah.
weekday is 1 for Sunday and 2 for Monday, and on the same way up to 7 is for Saturday. So if we want to compare something, um, suppose we want a condition for Sunday, so we should replace this 2 with 1. Okay,
Okay.
so I'm coming back to this, minimize this calendar. Okay, so here we are just with providing double equal to means comparing the value. Okay,
Mhm.
so if this becomes true, this will return Sunday. If this becomes true, this will return Monday. Okay, so this side will be 5 and that will be compared with 1. So
One.
what will be the result? It will result as a false because 5 cannot be equal to 1. Okay,
Yes.
so this whole expression evaluate as a false. Okay, you can check here, like for today's date it is going to be have false. So suppose when we write a 5 here, which means for we know like today date today weekday number is 5. So now what it will return, it should return true here. Let's evaluate this. Now as you can see here, we are getting a true value for 5. Okay,
Yeah.
so mm, if this is good, so we can, oh man, okay, so in the same way we can scan the number on weekday. So for Sunday let it be 1. Click OK. Click OK. So we created a fx. You can see here the fx is there, which means this line is have some more condition. Okay, and that condition we created using SSIS expression formula. Double
Mhm.
click on it. We need to change this because we decided this expression for non-working days, sorry, for working days, which means
Working
that
day.
will not equal to Sunday.
Yeah.
The operators, what is the operator for not equal to unequal? For unequal sign we need to write this as a
Exclamation.
this. Okay, now if we evaluate this, then it will return as a true. Obviously 5 will be not equal to 1, which means true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and for this configure this line as a do the same thing here, expressions and formula. Okay, I will try to rewrite here again. So if you find any difficult, you can just open this expression builder. Okay, and you can have some function here listed already. So as you know, like for our condition, we need this date part function. Okay, so drag it to the expression, and here the date part just edit it. Date part we know, and we need it to be the DW, day, day of week, and then here the date part will be the get date. So drag it to the window also. Now compare this value with 1. Let's evaluate the expression. Okay, so I was just recreating the formula, and for to write the formula as per your logic, you do not need to have a very detailed knowledge about SSI's expression. Just go to the expression builder, and here you will have the list of possible functions and variables on which you can write the function, on which you can
Okay.
create logic. Okay,
Okay.
so click OK. We created it, which means we are comparing for Sunday. Okay, so as per our expectation, this task should not run if I press start now. Okay,
Yeah.
start it. As you can see here, the package has been executed successfully, but this task has been not run, which means this group has not been executed. Why? Because the condition has not been satisfied in this precedence constraint. So what we are trying to do here, we got that.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not difficult. We can have same multiple or complex logic as per our requirement. So the main concentration on this task was to how to configure the precedence constraint, which means how to configure the drawing lines in the control flow. Okay,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
in the same way you can have some other things also. You can go and build expression like the month should be one, day should be one. So or anything else. If you have something variables here, you can um, have that also. Hold on a second. I will do one thing here. I'm just writing. Suppose we have a variable here and to decide the day number. Assign to value and make it one. Okay, so we can insert, go to this function, and here, and instead of writing one, we can call the variable. Okay, so we can adjust our formula as per the requirement. Like now we are calling this one from the variable, and we can change the variable value from with some other task also. So we can have a package mm, with so many dynamic things which we can on the run we can decide like from where we will extract this variable name or how to change the value of this day number. Okay, and that is possible if you go with the variable name and change it as per your requirement. So here in this expression builder we are not providing a constant, but we are not providing something like putting one, which means it will be fixed irrespective of anything. So we can have this also. So the next example will be like if we execute this as a 5. So what should we get?
That
Which
working
task?
days.
And that working days will not execute. Okay, and this will run. Sunday task will run. So let's try this also because we given the number date as a 5.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
it's not. So working with variable is that like you will change the value in a single place and the whole thing will be passed to the uh, expressions which we created for constant task. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so
Because
this
you
was
changed
the
the expression there, so that's why the second, I mean, the weekend party is running, right?
sorry, I'm just opening it so that to make it clear. So I changed it here. Like earlier, I was providing a fixed number here.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and
Okay,
now
you
I'm
changed for this
providing
one.
yes, and now I'm providing this fixed part from a variable, nothing else.
Yeah, yeah. I thought you are doing for the other one, so
No, I just changed it. And suppose if I make it again one, then the whole thing will work as expected. We were designing. So try to make yourself comfortable with the variable thing, which means
yeah,
try to work maximum time with variables.
yeah.
So I'm stopping it now as we are good with the precedence constraint and the and and with the sequence container. Now you will find why we need sequence container. Okay.
Okay.
Now we will move to the for each loop. Okay, so let's read some lines for this. Repeats task in a package. Obviously, loop means looping the thing again and again. Looping for each file or a directory or send a mail address. Okay, so let's make a new example here. Come here and copy the whole with things. Suppose I have all these things. As we know, this order demo data except this. Okay, so all these files are same.
Yeah.
Okay, so related with order. Suppose we have a folder. I'm just copying all this, creating a new folder. Suppose some sales people are having their orders in their Excel sheet and they are creating for each day, they are creating their Excel sheet and they are just dumping their file in this folder. So suppose for Monday they created a Excel sheet and then dumped it here, and for another day they are creating a new file here. So at some time we will having so many Excel sheets here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So how to extract these kind of things? Because we need to design a package so that that will automatically read the data from all files, not from a single file, but from the all files automatically. It will go to this file and extract. It will go to the next. It will go to the next, and one by one, it will extract data from all the things, all the Excel sheets, and it will uh, put the data in a common destination, which means it will put the data in a single table. So are you getting this thing, like how we will do this? Which means for this kind of work we use a for each loop, for each task, which means for each Excel it will execute the same thing.
Okay.
Which means for each Excel sheet, it will go to the first Excel sheet, it will execute the data flow, and again it will go back to the second Excel sheet, and it will do the same data flow task. So let's make it more clear by designing some work. Okay, so let's. Mhm. I I'm just grouping these things in some other and will disable it. Okay, so I have grouped this task and disabled it. Okay, so there is nothing to do with this, which means these things are there in my package too, but they will not execute when I press the start because I have disabled this thing. Okay,
Okay.
now I will have a I want this thing, control copy, control V to the blank region, and I want that is data flow also, control copy, control V, it's coming here, and now I need a for each loop. Okay, so ignore this thing. I think that the is it visual to you, or else
Yeah.
I will make that.
It's visible.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so concentrate on this part for each loop task.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we'll go to this first, configure this, and we have delete all this. Now just create a new connection with the file browser. Now we have order files in this. Okay, so let's create a sample connection with any file. Okay, let's check
Uh,
for the
my
sample one.
question is, if the file format changes, then does it affect this for each loop?
Yes, file format in the sense of the extension one
Uh,
or with the design layout
I
inside
mean,
the Excel.
see, if I'm just putting one text file into this, I have the data, the same kind of data, but in a text file, and
Mhm.
I didn't
No,
check that.
for that you need to have a same data file, same data file. Okay,
Okay.
because
Okay.
suppose we have a text file here, then for that to read the data from that text file, this Excel connection manager will not work. Okay,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
okay. So this Excel connection manager will only read the data from the Excel file only.
Okay.
Okay.
So
And
is
I
there
so
any,
so. Mhm.
okay. Is there any process to, create that kind of connection, whether it is text file or Excel file or any kind of file? It should fetch the data from that file,
Okay, okay,
and
okay. I got your point, which means in this folder we will have Excel file as well as the text file also.
yeah,
Okay, so how we'll do that? What will we do in that case? So
yeah,
for that, we will create a new data flow. Okay, which means I'm just canceling it. As we were in control flow, we decided it, so we can rename this as a for Excel. Okay, and we can have again one more task flow. Okay, or we can have not in this, because here we will be having a for each loop container to sense the Excel file only. We can have one more for each loop container. Okay, after
yeah.
this task, suppose we have created this. So let's go with your case. Control copy, Control V. Oh no man, do not come inside. Just rename the things. The error was with this saying that you have the same container with, you cannot have two containers with same name. So rename it as a txt text file, and this one is for txt files. So now we have designed a package in a such a way, like first it will extract data from Excel. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and after extracting
Mm-hmm.
data from all Excel sheet, we can have a same for each, which means in the we can have a one more for each loop container that will sense Excel sheet, that will sense text file, and it will do
Okay.
the data flow. Okay, so
Oh,
we
okay.
know, and suppose we have one more file type, then obviously for that also we will have to create a new for each loop.
So
Okay,
it will
so
follow that path, right? I mean, first it will check for the Excel file, and next it will check for the text file, like that, right?
yes, exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
Because anyhow we need, our task is to read the whole file irrespective of the data type. Okay, but we know the data type, either it can be in Excel or, sorry, I'm not saying the wrong word, the file type. So either we know that in this folder the data will either will be in this Excel, or it will be in text file. Okay, so we know that there will be only two formats. So for that we can have here package like this. Like first we will send some, we'll extract data from all Excel sheet, and then we'll extract data from all notepad thing. Okay, so
Okay.
let's create something on this. Do you want to go with this, or you want first we want first to finish this work with Excel?
No, no, finish that. I just got that question. That's it. Yeah, finish with whatever you want to say, like that Excel one.
Yes, first try to finish with Excel, and then
Yeah.
we will make notepad also. Then only it will be easy to work with this. Okay. So I'm
Okay.
just disabling this. We'll obviously we will do this. Okay, but first finish this Excel. Okay.
Okay.
So we have we configured the data flow. Yes, now we need to have new connection manager. Browse the file and from the orders, connect this connection to any one of these files, not to the Sunday. You can connect any of the to any of these files. Okay, open it. Okay, take table orders. Okay, and I will prefer to have new table. Orders underscore storage. Okay, so we configured the data flow, but now it's time to configure this for each loop. And just before that, configure this SQL task. And this SQL task we are just using as a to truncate the table, to clean the table before starting the package.
Okay.
Not before, but before. What was the name? Which means it will clean the destination table. And now double click on this for each loop container. We'll configure this. So you can have, we have different tabs here. In general, you will have a name and description, so nothing to do with it. On the collection tab, we will decide like how this container, which means how this for each loop will work, which means in which mode. We have four modes. Okay, so for each
Mm.
item enumerator, file enumerator, ADO enumerator. Okay, so we have different modes here. So as we were dealing with the file, so we need to select this file enumerator, which means we will provide the folder, and in that folder it will go and execute the task for all the files we have. Okay, so suppose we have six Excel sheets here, so the loop will execute for 6 times. If we have 10 files here, then the loop will execute for 5 times. Okay, but before that we need to have provide the folder, which means on which folder it will scan the files. We have selected the uh, mode, which means enumerator mode, to work on the file enumerator. Okay, we have different mode also, but we will not cover all, but we will cover these two, add ADO enumerator and the file enumerator. Okay, so first go with this file enumerator, so to be on the simple side. And now we will provide the folder on which it will scan. And the file we were having on the desktop, and this in the data we have orders. Okay, let me cross check it. Yes, we are on the right thing, data orders. Okay, so we have just provided direction to the folder, which means onto which folder it will look for the Excel file. Okay, we haven't configured this file enumerator to read the Excel file only. Now we will provide like just O R D E R X M S X. Okay, so which file type will it look? It will look in this folder, which means this for each loop will go to this folder, and it will look for the files which have names starting with orders, and star means whatever it will be. After order it will have some string, and after dot it should have XLS, which means it should have Excel file, which means we are defining this for each loop to scan the Excel, and its name should be starting with orders and with some string, and we are providing. So
Here, you can give only one format. Is there any way to give like semicolon on a something else also?
so let's make it on a let's make it to read only one
Yeah,
file.
first we'll try with this Excel one. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. If you provide a star here, then it will sense, but the thing will not work. Okay. If you
Okay.
provide the star here simple, then it will sense the all sheets. It will send the all, not all sheet. It will send the all file, which means it will execute the thing. It will execute the this loop, which means the for this loop for the all file we have. Suppose we have a text file here. In this folder, suppose we have uh, 1 2 3 4 5 6 file with Excel, and there will be some more, like just go new and text file. Now we have 7 things here. Okay, so it will go here and it will just mm, search for the files which have any format. Star dot star means any file type, and that name, the name of that folder should be orders.
Hmm.
Okay, so it will go to this folder and it will uh, search for search, which means this orders dot xls. This condition will satisfy 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So it will execute for this 2 3 4 6 times for these things, because in the condition which we are providing in this video enumerator is satisfying here. Like it will search for orders file, the name files which have orders in their name, in starting of their name, then only it will work. And we are providing star in the Excel in the file type dot, after dot it can be anything. So it will search for only orders name, the file which we have orders name. So if we rename this Excel text document as orders,
Mm-hmm.
then it will, now it will take this file also.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, it will not flow the data, it will just rerun the loop, which means as we were doing in the for loop, we were deciding it to run for 3 times. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and now and that maximum limit is decided by this for each loop. It will dynamically decide that how many files are there in this folder with the orders name. So there are 6 7, so it will rerun this loop for 7 times. If there are files with order name as of 3 files are there, so it will run for 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
So go to this again, and let's make it on the simple side. XLS. What is the extension of XML? XLSX. Okay. So now it will look only for the Excel file with the files which have orders in their starting of the name.
Okay.
And we have retrieved the file name, which means it will look for it and then it will retrieve the full file name. Okay, as it will search for this, which means this order dot xlsx, this file will satisfy the condition, and if this file satisfies the condition, then it will copy the file name from it. So we are configuring this to fully qualify how it will retrieve the file name, which means it will take the full name from the.
Folder.
Yes, exactly. And now we'll have a variable mapping, which means we were saying that it will extract something. It will retrieve the file name. Now, after retrieving the information, we need to pass it to some variable. So then only we'll be able to use it somewhere in our package. Okay, so here we will create a new variable. Let's quickly create a new variable. So you can click OK and come here. You can first create a file name. So let's make this data type as a string.
Why are you creating a variable here?
Okay, just hold a second. As I was talking about that, it will retrieve the file name. Okay, so I want this for each loop to pass this information to a variable.
Okay.
Okay, so whatever he is going to get from this thing, it will go to the folder. It will search for the file which have orders in their first name and the format with XLS. It will copy the full file name of that. Okay, and it will pass the name of that file to this variable, user file name. Okay, so there will be so many confusion in your mind. Just but you hold a second for it. Let's complete this. Then your doubt will be automatically that will be gone. Okay,
Okay.
so just clicking OK. They have created, and now we will parameterize this Excel. Now we will tell this Excel connection manager to change the connection thing. I selected the properties of that connection manager. So by default, it is connected to the order Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now we will tell this Excel connection manager to change the connection to the files dynamically. Hold on to it, and now you will have more doubts. Hold on to it. Just watch my steps. I'm just copying the sample file path. So that I need this Excel. Okay, so I'm just saying like to what will be the path of this folder order Sunday. So this will be the path. Okay, so I'm just
Mm-hmm.
copying it. What is okay, so nothing, but I created a variable file name and with the scope in the package, and the data type of this variable will be string, and in that string I'm storing a path of a sample Excel file. Okay,
Okay.
and now I will tell, I will just close this. I have this Excel connection manager, okay, which we are using in this data flow, and now I will right click on it, properties, and we'll go to this expression, and here we can have this Excel file, and we we are just telling this Excel manager to take X the location of the Excel path, which means to which it will connect, and to connect that we are saying this Excel connection manager to take the file path from this variable.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and we will click OK. And how and we are changing this uh, file name variable or file name of the variable mm, we are using here also. So the input we have created a file, we have created a variable with file name and we have provided a sample value here. Okay, and when we run this package, then dynamically this for each loop will change the value, which means it will read the file name from the source
Hmm.
or from the folder which on which it is iterating, and from there the whatever it will be getting, which means we told this for each loop to go to this folder and scan the files with this condition and retrieve the full file name and pass this file name to this variable file name,
Hmm.
and 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 again we are using this file name here connection manager in the connection manager, and now we are saying this connection manager to change or to on to where to connect, which means to which file it will connect, and we are saying that to the location of that file use this file name variable.
Hmm.
You are saying like which property, which means I am saying the excel file path to take the excel file path from the variable. Things are again, there are so many doubts in your mind, but partially you are getting like we are reading the file path from for each and we are passing this file path to this connection manager. Is this clear? Like how we are
Yeah.
passing the value, and rest we will see when we run
For
this package.
each Excel file in the path, this should run. So that's what we are doing, right?
Yes, exactly. We are just dynamically changing this connection manager to switch connection to the different files.
Hmm. But so many things, right? I mean, like,
Yes,
so
exactly,
many things
exactly.
to find.
Yes, I will try to explain. Let's enable the breakpoints. Okay. That's why I was not enabling this thing. Suppose this text
Hmm.
was there, then it will be everything will go above your mind.
Hmm.
Okay, so let's run this. I think it will generate an error. The file variable name was file name. I'm stopping this thing. Okay, but because I need to create a variable. And so not a variable, I need to have this file name. Copy it. to views, not to the views, I think. Where I will find the. Okay, so I'm just watching this variable, how the things will change. So okay, so now you can see here it is connected with the orders. The first the value of this variable file name is this. So at present this connection manager is connected with this file. Okay,
Yeah.
now click next because we have enabled breakpoint for each iteration.
Mm-hmm.
Click next. Package executed successfully. So not iterating. Let's give me a minute. It is not working as expected.
I think for me it would be a good idea to go and check that MSBI. Whatever you told me, should I should go there and for each group I should look it there.
Yes, you should look there.
Yeah, because like this is like I am finding like so many steps. Other are like very simple.
But it's good to go with practical first. If you are comfortable with practical, then when you start the reading the things about it, then it will be very clear, like, yes, I did this, I know what the text is trying to say.
Yeah, that's for sure. If I'm not practicing it, it just will go from my brain like very
Because the we are actually reversing the things. We are first doing the things and then we'll try to learn.
yeah.
So in this way, the way grasping will be very good. You will remember the things for the long term, not for the short term.
Yeah.
XLSX, name only full file name and extension. Okay. Just give me a minute. I'm having some confusion, not a confusion. That's why I was saying like this for each loop will take more than one more sessions.
Yeah.
And there is one more task, like we have one more thing that we will cover, working with lookups.
Okay.
So you basically for today's was to first complete this precedence constraint which we left in last class, and I think this is clear with you.
Yeah.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
and now you have so many doubts in this for each loop container. Okay,
Yes.
and obviously no, I already had expected this because in first run you will not expect everything will be clear. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
but now you understand like what will be the requirement for this for each loop.
Yes. But still, I
That
have
was
some doubts.
exactly we will work on this because it's not like that we will left this thing.
Okay.
Okay, I think I am doing some mistakes. Okay, and the mistake is with the passing the file path. Okay, so the work like we mapped it right. Okay, we mapped to the file name, we mapped everything with this. Okay, so just coming back to this, I will not because I'm also getting somewhere it is not working as we are expecting. So in tomorrow's class, I will try to make it more clear. And obviously, the today's task for me was to just make or just to create confusion in your mind about this for each loop container. Okay, and one more thing, and not to create a confusion, but to introduce you about this for each loop. Okay,
Yeah.
so now you got like where we will use this for each loop, which means the simple example is like iterating all the Excel sheet, which means one by one it will extract the data from it, and for and how we will how we will do this. We will first read the file path from using this for each loop container, and we will pass the information, which means we use this for each loop container to read the file name and path, and we will pass that file name and path to this connection manager so that it will dynamically change the connection to the file. Okay, so we have parameterized this file, which means you can see like there is a small fx button is there. Okay,
Yeah.
and in other excels they are fixed connect, they are connected to the excel source, they will not change when we run the package. But here this connection manager is will have dynamic connection, which means when we run this package it will dynamically change the connection to the source excel. Okay, and how he will it will change, it will have us uh, it will just read this file variable or file name variable, and if the value of this file name variable will change, then obviously this function this connection manager will also change, and we are assigning the value for this file name using this for each loop, which means the source of the source value for this file name will be here, and we are using this value in this connection manager. Okay, so is it clear in your mind like what we are trying to do? We have not done it yet, but what we are trying to do, like we are passing the things from for each loop to the connection manager.
Yes.
Okay, and how we will do this, that is only possible with the for each loop, and we have only covered the one part of the for each loop, that is iterating the file enumerator, which means we have configured this file for each loop to work this in file enumerator mode. Okay, so there are so many modes for this. If you want, just read it on MSDN or somewhere. If you, or I will suggest not to read. Okay, because
Yeah.
there you will find so many things. At one time, you will find information about all the 5 modes, then there will be more confusion in your mind. So first, if you will be if you find this enumerator file enumerator, if you find some demo on this, then some point at some point in your mind it will be clear, yes, how we will use this. and after
Yeah.
that you will read about other things, then you will understand like why we use this, why use this. So hold on to it. Okay, in tomorrow's class I will cover these two modes, video
Okay.
enumerator as well as file enumerator. Okay, and also I will try to create some text content so that
Okay.
you can read and you can find more information to it. Okay,
Okay, sure. But is it
so
afternoon? Is it afternoon?
sorry.
Is it afternoon or evening for me?
On that, I think I will talk to the class coordinator. Okay, so I
Okay.
think you will get a email notification also. Okay,
Okay.
and also you will have a call also. So no worry, do not worry about it. We will coordinate with class coordinator, and he will guide you like how at which time we'll have class. Okay. So by default
Okay.
we will be available at 6:30. If we change, then we will notify you. Okay.
Uh, okay.
Okay then. Bye bye.
Thank you, Sanjay. Yeah. Have a good day.